Happy New Year.
No, I don't see them yet.
Oh, are they there?
Yes. Oh, hi.
Where? Oh, they are. They are. Let me see.
Oh,
My hat.
fix
got
your
down.
hat. Fix your hat.
Miss Claus.
Oh my goodness.
I knew you would
Santa.
complain.
What a mess
I
you
tell
can be
you.
sometimes. Oh, we're waiting.
There they are.
Yay!
Oh,
Hi, they're looking so grown up.
There's Maggie and there's Simon and
yes.
who is? Can you hold up the injured wing there? Let me
What?
see, Poppy.
Oh,
Oh,
my
look, it's pink.
goodness.
I wish we were there that we could sign it.
Well, I'll tell you, she doesn't want to wear it next holiday.
Yeah, I don't want to wear it.
No.
But we're
you're
so
gonna
glad.
save it, right? You're gonna save it so that it'll be remembrance of all of your friends who signed it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shanna,
Yes.
how do you get through houses that don't have chimneys?
Excellent question. Now, do
Oh,
you want
I've got to
to
go
know?
get it.
All right, I will show them the magic ring. Okay, take a look here. And I'm so glad that Harold told us about your situation because that's why we are calling and checking on you. And we had to check on Maggie because she looks good too, and she's a nice big sister. You're so lucky to have her. But
Thank
first
you.
of all, do you see this ring? Let me see if I can get it up to the camera. Nope. Come on, Santa. Oh, there it is. This is my magic ring. Yes.
It is?
Now, let me tell you why. This is a secret from the North Pole. Do you promise not to tell anybody? Good. Put your hand over your heart. Maggie, you too. Doc, you over the heart. Repeat after me. I promise
I promise
never to tell
never to tell
any
any
of Santa's
of Santa's
super
super
secrets.
secrets.
Good. Now, here is why we are at the North Pole. You see this beautiful gem? This is called a ruby. And at the North Pole, we mine for rubies and for emeralds and for sapphires. We don't mine for diamonds. Those are in Africa. And there's a lot of gold all over the world. But we do mine for the rubies. Now, why this is so important? This is kind of big person talk, but you can understand. You know that Santa likes to get the supplies to make the toys, the plastic and the machinery and all that, so I can make the toys and give them away. Well, this provides to us money to buy the supplies
Right.
to make the toys.
That's income for Santa. You know, he doesn't get a regular salary.
Well, Mrs. Claus, we have plenty of peanut butter and jelly and apples through the entire time. But anyhow, that's the first. And now we're going to tell you, and you asked a good question.
Good question.
I am going to show you something.
Show
'cause
them the
sometimes-
box.
I am.
We have a very special box that
Can
we
you see?
keep this magic Santa key in.
And this is allowing me to get into any front door that we have to get in. And this is not a crime. This is
No
this
breaking
is not
and entering.
breaking and entering. I've got arrangements with all of the district attorneys in the United States, Canada, Australia, United Kingdom. In France, some of them are a little bit, but anyhow, look at this key. Can you see who's up the top
Who's
there?
on top?
Who's that?
Santa.
That's right. Good. And you see, it's a key right here, this part here. This key works, but only on Christmas Eve.
Right.
And when I have the magic ruby ring, I can use this key and get into every single door that I need to get in.
Yeah, that's right. We can't do a flyby tonight to your house and use the key.
Sure.
Only
And you know,
Christmas Eve.
I'm not thrilled to go down chimneys anymore
No.
because you know I'm not a spring chicken. And the chimneys are full of dust and
Yeah.
ashes, and my clothes get messed up. So I like we're using my key,
Right.
and it's a lot of fun. But you asked a good question. Now, ladies, little sister asks, not little, younger
Poppy.
sister, Poppy, have your older sister say you're the youngest sister. You're not her little sister. There are no little sisters in the family, right? Okay. Do you have another question?
Yes, Poppy, more questions.
Mrs. Claus, did you pick out that scooter for me?
The
The
scooter.
scooter. Well, that is a great question. Elliot told me that you had had a horrible accident on Christmas Eve and you wouldn't be able to use the skates that you would ask for. So we had to do a little shuffling in the sleigh to be sure that we had an appropriate Christmas present for you this year.
You know how we did that? Here's the honest to goodness truth. We have labels on some of the gifts, on the packages.
Already.
So all I had to do was to find the one that was going to go to Miss Melcher. Off it comes, and on comes another one, and that's how we switched around. But I won't tell anybody.
No.
But I still think you will enjoy skating a year from now. Now, how long are you going to wear the pink cast?
Until I see Dr. Martin Bagan.
In 2 weeks.
About 2 weeks,
2
2 more weeks.
Oh, but then your bones are growing, right?
Yes.
Are you eating anything special to help your body do new bones?
Yes. Well, there's one thing that's special for me to drink when I have this cast on. Regular milk.
Excellent.
Really? So that you can do the bones.
Right. But you
Smart.
do know that there are some other milk dairy products that would also have calcium, and there are some green vegetables that have natural calcium. So
See?
it doesn't always have to be milk.
You walked
There are
in it on
other
there.
things.
You walked into that one because
I'm
Mrs.
so- I
Claus
know.
is the head nurse of all the elves at the North Pole. And if you have a bad arm or something else, she's going to look after you. All right, now, Maggie, you can ask a question. Do you have a question about us at the North Pole?
Is your hat magic?
Nope. Just keep my head.
Right.
Should we tell him why I have to have the
Do
hat?
you know why Santa Claus has to wear a hat?
No.
Uh-oh.
All right,
Well, I
Simon,
got to tell the
Simon, put
story.
your hat on just for a second. See, that man has a lot of hair, doesn't he? A lot of hair. Now, here's Santa. I'm a few years older. Well, a few decades
few
older
decades
than
older,
Dr. Simon Melcher. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh.
I
Bring it a
know.
little closer
I
to me.
know. Oh, I know. I gotta get closer to you to
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm really bald. I
Right,
mean,
right.
not a pretend bald. This is it. There's no skull cap. This is not Hollywood
no,
doing
no, no,
stuff.
no.
This is me. And I need this. But it's really nice. Down in Raleigh, North Carolina today, I understand it's 30 degrees. That means it's freezing. If you had any water in your bird bath or anything for the animals outside, it would be ice. And and I'm glad you're not out there, Mom, because I don't want you slipping and falling in the ice and all that. So it's cold. I'm putting
Well, I
hat back
understand
on.
also that the mountains are having some snow.
You guys
And
wouldn't.
it is possible that there you could see some flakes. I don't know if anything's going to stick. That's still to be determined. But at least North Carolina has a little bit of snow today. That's kind of exciting.
Well, seeing snow at the North Pole
Not
is
exciting.
kind of like seeing sand at the beach.
That's right.
I
That's
mean,
right. It's just the normal for us.
it is.
But
it
it's
is.
not for you guys.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would see any snow this
Oh,
winter.
Mrs. Claus, of course. they
It's
would see
of global warming, climate change.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, yeah. One of the things I've learned, Poppy, is that you don't argue with Mrs. Claus. Let me give you another secret from the North Pole. Her real name is not Mrs. Claus, but her real name is Merry Christmas Claus.
So whenever you say Merry Christmas, you're calling me.
Sure. And the reindeer love. Have you guys ever seen photographs of my herd, my team?
We can't bring them in the house. They're out in the barn. But we took some photographs of the reindeer.
Would you like to see them?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Mrs. Claus, who's going to lead right up front?
Okay. The fastest reindeer is Dasher. He is the one who leads and sets the pace for all the reindeer. And that next to him, giving him a piece of fruit as a snack, is one of our elves. Her name is Twinkle. And Dasher actually saved Twinkle's life. She was walking in the snow and when she was much, much smaller and accidentally fell into a snowdrift and couldn't get out. She yelled, "Help me! Help me!" Nobody heard her except Dasher. Dasher raced over to the snowdrift. He tilted his head and put his antlers into the snowdrift so that she could reach up and get them, and he pulled her out. So that's why she takes very special care of Dasher all the time.
And you notice that Twinkle has the pointed hat because the elves have pointed ears and they don't get as much blood circulation. They get frostbite. It's not pleasant to have those ears.
You
get
know,
cold,
Elliot has pointy ears, doesn't he?
right?
Right.
Right.
So
Right next to Dasher is one of their favorite reindeer, except when he's in the barn because he loves music
yeah.
and he drives everyone crazy because he plays the same song over and over
and over.
This is
again.
Dancer. There he is. And he's a magnificent. He's a good-looking reindeer. All right, who's next, Miss Claus?
Well, next is one of our shorter reindeer, but because he is so gifted, he's called Prancer because he's a high stepper. But look how dark he is. He's our darkest reindeer. He has very dark fur, and on his antlers right now, they look very brown. That is a fur. And before the reindeer lose their antlers, they lose this fur that's around the antlers. And that's why his antlers look so brown right now.
The only reindeer in the entire team that's a girl is also the smartest one. And you see, before we had electronic GPSs, we never got lost because we asked this reindeer, "Where are we going? And which way do we go?" And she always knew this is the one and only Dixon, the only girl on the whole team. And that's Dixon's caretaker. And he is a boy from Finland, a Lapland boy. And he takes care of Dixon, the only girl on the whole team.
The largest, the biggest of all the reindeer is Comet. And he is right in the middle of the team. And if you can't really see it because he isn't running as fast as he could, but behind his legs, when he gets going in the snow, he kicks up a trail in the back. So it looks like it could be a comet's tail, and that's how he got his name.
Now, Poppy, I gotta warn you about something because one of the reindeer loves to eat green lichen.
So if you ever come to the North Pole, you're gonna have to stay away from this guy.
And the green lichen grows underneath the snow, and he uses his hoofs to paw through. And this, folks, he loves it like a puppy dog who loves to kiss you with the tongue. This is Cupid. And Cupid, he's a mess. Cupid just loves to kiss the girls, and his breath is PU stinks. It's horrible.
But he smiles all the time.
Tell us about the twins.
The last two closest to the sleigh are Donder and Blitzen. They're the twins. Their names mean thunder and lightning in German. And they think they could pull the sleigh all by themselves. They're that confident, and maybe overconfidence the word I think.
Now let me ask you guys, you may know about the next reindeer, but it was a Christmas Eve. It was really bright and pretty. I had the sleigh all loaded up with toys and presents and packages. I had to use a bungee cords to get them all there
to hold everything on.
And then you won't believe what happened. Oh, the fog came rolling in. I couldn't even see to the end of my fingers. It was so dark. And Mrs. Claus says to me,
"Santa, you're going to have to cancel Christmas this year."
What?
Yep.
No Christmas?
Nope.
No presents for the girls? No toys for the boys? But why, Mrs. Claus? Why?
It's too dangerous. You cannot see to fly. You'll run the reindeer team right into a tree.
In a tree
or a mountain, or the NC State Bell Tower.
No, not that. anything but that. And then a special friend came to the rescue. Do you know who that was that guided my sleigh?
Rudolph.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's right.
Do you know that song?
Yes.
Claus?
Yeah.
Tell us about the reindeer.
You know Dasher and Dancer and Prancer and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all?
Everybody.
Rudolph the
Red-Nosed Reindeer
Had
had
a
a
shiny
new
nose, and
if
if
you
you
ever
ever
saw it,
you even say it glowed.
All of
the
the
other
other
reindeer
had
used to let her go in rain.
they never poor Rudolph joined in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, if your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then our reindeer loved him, as he shouted out with glee.
Rudolph the
Red-Nosed Reindeer, you are my story. Yay!
Well, I had to go to Rudolph's baby book to get this picture because when he was born, he didn't have his red nose. There's baby Rudolph.
And he looked like a little giraffe, but he was so awkward, Bob. You couldn't believe it. He could hardly
He could
walk.
hardly stand.
He was awkward.
Yes.
That was Rudolph when he was first starting out. And now, Mrs. Claus, what do we have?
Well, you've seen the cartoons, but there is the real Rudolph with his bright, shiny nose.
And a handsome fella with him, right?
That's so
Oh, that's the Rudolph. Now, let me show you. This picture, I had to take the photographer had to shoot it during the day because he would have looked too dark if we'd done the picture at night. Now, his nose, it would have looked a lot brighter, but in the dark, but you wouldn't have been able to sing Rudolph.
Well, they had to use a special filter because his nose is so bright. That's all you can see is that bright light. But you notice you could see a red nose in the picture.
That's
So
right.
that's why he had to filter out all the rest of the light.
Sure. Well, guys, it's time for us to head on back.
Oh my goodness.
'Cause
Let's see are there any more questions you have before we go?
What do your reindeer like to eat?
Great question.
Well, they have a special meal that has oatmeals in it and lichen because that is got green stuff that Santa was talking about that can make their breath smell bad. It's got extra vitamins and minerals. in
Like
it.
girls with broken arms who eat green vegetables.
Right. And
It helps you grow.
they also love baby carrots and apple slices. So we ask everybody, Santa Claus doesn't need any more cookies. If you're going to leave something out on Christmas Eve, leave something for the reindeer. A lot of times people sprinkle reindeer food out in their grass, and sometimes they'll add a little glitter to it so the reindeer can see it when they're flying down. So that's what they do while Santa's in putting presents under the tree or filling stocking. They're having a little bit of a snack. So,
well, Mrs. Claus, it's time for us to go into the barn. Do you have something to, what do you put the food in when you go see them?
oh, that's right. You haven't seen, they have their very
Okay, now wait
own
a second. She's in kindergarten.
reindeer
Can you-
food.
Can you read
Yes.
that?
Reindeer food, and it's got a reindeer on the bucket. So if there are any little elves up there who are helping us in the barn, they can just find the bucket by looking for the reindeer on it. Yeah. So I know you're in the first grade.
Kindergarten. She's in kindergarten.
Oh, you're in the kid. No.
Kindergarten.
It's in kindergarten. Okay.
I knew this. I
I'm
knew
so
this.
sorry.
'Cause
I was
talked to
making
Elliot.
you.
I talk to Elliot. Elliot listens to me. I talk to him. But sometimes Mrs. Claus doesn't want to listen to you.
Ho ho ho. Hey, but Maggie, you're starting middle school. Eli's starting high school.
And
Did
I
Eli ever tell you about when he saw Santa Claus in Raleigh, North Carolina, a long time
he
ago?
was in kindergarten when he came to the bookstore and he said crisscross applesauce and he was playing the violin there. Yeah.
Yep.
Does he
That's
still
right.
play the violin?
No, he gave it up.
Oh,
Gave it up for a baseball bat.
well,
Ah,
he could probably he could get a scholarship either way. So if he is a baseball playing violin musician, a twofer would be great, right? Now,
Yeah.
is he what schools is he going to be looking at?
Well, he's just a freshman in high school, so hasn't
I know.
really talked about college yet. But he is a big NC State fan.
That's why I was looking at
and he
your,
does like
your,
red
your
and white,
visor
so
there.
that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
but red and white are our colors.
Are
That's
you
for
ready to
sure.
go feed the reindeer?
Almost, Santa. I just wanted to encourage Poppy because I know you've had a rough couple of weeks now, and I know that we want to keep all of the Melcher family on the nice list. So let's hope that you continue to be. We want you to see you to continue to be kind, like you are for your friend Victoria, who had to move to Durham. I know you miss her a lot, but do you Zoom with her? You could Skype with her. There's all kinds of ways that you can see her, and I think that's going to be really important
Now,
for
let me
her
ask,
during the coming year.
do you know how to Skype and Zoom?
Well,
Or-
you could get some help though. Your
Maggie,
dad,
do you help her do
Maggie,
that?
yes.
Maggie knows how. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
Right. You're having this virtual learning that you're having to do in Raleigh now, or Apex. I think that's where you guys live.
Yeah.
What is your school? Are you at Apex Elementary?
I'm Middle Creek.
Westlake.
Westlake.
Westlake Elementary.
Westlake. All right.
all right.
So-
Well, we got to go, Mrs. Claus.
Um,
Mrs. Claus is going
I'm
to
just
interview
double
you.
checking. If there's anything that I've forgotten that I needed to. Oh, did you ask her the question about what are some of her ideas for toy making?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
We're really early in the toy making, and I know that you got a flying fairy for Christmas this year, and a dollhouse that you can color, and let's see, you got your scooter, and
What do you think the girls and
Yeah.
boys in your class might like to have for Christmas
Well-
next year?
next year.
Well, there's one idea I do have.
Okay.
Like if your elves can make like a tray thing that can open up and have jewelry in it.
A tray thing so you
Oh
can
my
make
goodness.
jewelry.
Yeah.
Jewelry.
Oh, you know what?
Like a jewelry box. Like a jewelry box,
It's a
maybe.
jewelry box. Well, we have something where it's not exactly a jewelry box, but it's got a handle on it and it's got shelves that stick together,
And that's
and
for
you
making
can make the jewelry.
necklace. Yes.
So, okay, all right, we'll put that on the list of
Things to think about.
produce some more of those along with special jewelry boxes for the coming year. That's a great suggestion. Thank
Good.
you so much.
I'm glad you are helping us out because that's the only way we know.
I know that's that's one reason too. We wanted to check in
Sure.
and see if you had some ideas to help us out because we're just getting started. We just got back from our vacation. Where do you think we went for our vacation?
Where would they go? Where?
Hawaii.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's
Here's the reason why. When I start to deliver presents, I go to the international date line, and then I go from there up to China, and then over to India, and then Afghanistan, and Africa, and Europe, and South America. And when I come to North America, I come to the state where you live in North Carolina. But then I have to go to
we're gonna still
Tennessee
travel.
and all the other states. So I wind up in California, and the last place I am at is in Hawaii, and that's where I stay.
Yeah.
So we have got to go
Yeah.
to the North Pole, to the warehouse.
Well, we're to the stable.
You know, you're gonna
Yeah,
feed the reindeer
I
now.
am going to feed
All
the
right.
reindeer.
We're gonna say
We're
Merry
gonna
Merry
say
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Merry Christmas,
I
Santa.
gotta go. You know, we're
Happy
gonna
New Year.
Happy New Year 2021.
yes.
Ho, ho,
Oh,
ho.
oh. Bye bye, guys.
Bye-bye.